Perfect.
What's up? How y'all doing? So I'm finally here with my $6 foundation tutorial. If you want to know more about the foundation I'll be using, which is the E.L.F Satin Finish Foundation, make sure you click up here somewhere. I'll make sure I direct you directly to the haul video about these products and all the products that I'll be using in this video. As always, you want to start off with a nice moisturizer. This one is by Clinique. You can use any moisturizer that you do have, but I'm just using this one because it's good for oil. And since this is a satin foundation, I really want to make sure I use like an oil or mattifying type moisturizer and primer, just in case that gets a little oily. Next, we're going to go with the E.L.F poreless face primer, and we're going to put this all over our face. We're going to go in with this E.L.F pomade in Espresso. It looks like this. And we're just going to do this to fill in our eyebrows. We'll be using the E.L.F Duo Eyebrow Brush because if you see my last video, the other one broke. So we will be using this brush. I'm actually loving the consistency of this pomade. It's really smooth, and I thought it would be kind of transparent on my skin tone, but it's actually doing really good. It's actually darker than I expected it to be. So yeah, so far I'm feeling this. So the two concealers I'll be working with is the E.L.F 16-Hour Camel Concealer. The color that we'll be putting under our eyebrows is called Deep Chestnut. This one reminds me a lot of the LA Girl Fawn. So we're going to use this for under our eyebrow. Oh girl, I'm liking this. Okay, this is a little bit deeper than fawn. I'm really loving how this is building out so far. Oh girl, I'm excited. So for the top portion of our eyebrow, we're gonna go into rich chocolate, and this is more of my skin tone. So we're gonna put this to shape the top of our eyebrow. Y'all, I am so loving this color. Wow, I'm just really shocked that E.L.F got my color spot on like this, because sometimes I don't like using lighter concealer on top of my eyebrows, especially when I'm doing like a natural look. I love using a concealer that's more of my skin tone. As you can see, it just looks effortless without giving you that highlight effect, because sometimes I don't want to look extra all the time. I want to look natural sometimes. Yes, E.L.F. Yes, E.L.F. Girl, I see you. Okay. Y'all real high-end looking or whatever. Okay. We're going to go ahead and conceal these bags in this video. So this is a little more advanced than my first video. So if you want to learn how to conceal your bags and everything, I'm going to do it in this video. So we're going to go in with this rich chocolate and all of our dark areas right up in here. We're going to just put a few dots. My cheek right here. Now Now, since I'm not sure how this blends out or how fast it dries, I'm gonna blend this out first and add more when necessary. Sometimes when you deal with concealers that's for oily skin, they really dry out really fast, so you don't wanna put dots all over your face because you'll get a stain. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start on my under eye area and this area right here, and then I'll apply more to the rest of the areas that need it. Now you can be proper and use a brush if you like. This is a dome concealer brush, but sometimes I personally like using my hands because the heat from your body really heats up the product really good and it really allows you to blend it out better. So I'm gonna use my hand for this eye and then use a brush on this side so you can just see the difference, if you see any difference. So as you can see, we used a little bit of concealer and it already changed that discoloration under our eye. Look how dark my bags are on this eye. And then look how it covered that up. And we only used a little bit. So far I'm feeling this concealer. So we're gonna go ahead and blend this one out so they can be even. Go back in our concealer and just add a little bit more. Do it to your preference. I personally want a little bit more coverage since I want to do a flawless face in this video, so I'm going to add a little bit more. So just to give you some more options of how you can use your concealer, you can see I have dark areas around my mouth area, so we're going to put some concealer in these spots just to balance it out. Then I'm gonna take it right here where I have pimples. We're gonna put it right on top of that. So wherever you see a dark mark, just go ahead and just put the concealer on top. Next, we're gonna take that brush and we're gonna blend it out. For you ladies who have dark lids, you can go ahead and do the concealer on top of your lid area. But if you don't want to do this step, if you don't want this much product on your face, you don't have to do this because your foundation should be able to cover it as well. But if you're working with a sheer foundation, go ahead and take that concealer and just go on your lid area just to make everything even up in this area. As you can see, look how dark this is. When I added that concealer, look how it brightened my eyes up. Girl, look, I got a facelift. Okay, so your face may look a little crazy. That's okay because we're gonna top this off with foundation. Once you put your foundation on, all this is gonna blend out like you never even did this, so don't worry about it. So this is how it looks right now. All we did is conceal our dark areas. Our face is looking more brighter, it's looking more vibrant, and that's exactly what we want. I'm not gonna really go into like the little pores that's showing all that. I'm not worried about that because the foundation is gonna take care of that. So just make sure you just went over your little areas that were dark just to brighten it up, and you're gonna see how flawless it looks once you put this foundation on top. So the two colors I'll be using is Coco and Nutmeg. Coco is gonna be put in the middle inner part of my face because it's a tad bit lighter, but this is my first time using this foundation, so I may change it up later on. But for now, we're just gonna put Coco in the middle of our face. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to spray my brush with any Fix Plus or Mix Medium. I'm just going to apply it just as it is, just to see how it works. And don't be scared, y'all. Go right on top of your concealer as if you never applied the concealer. So don't try to go around it. Don't try to convenience the concealer. That baby going to get covered up because it's supposed to. So just go in on your face and just cover up like you would put on foundation. Just act like you didn't even do the concealer. Just put it on like you didn't do the concealer. Because sometimes I know when you see concealer, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to go on top of it. But it's okay. Just go right on top of it. It's not going to mind at all. They best friends. Don't worry. So all I'm doing is going again in my T-zone area. As you can see, wherever the light hits is what I'm putting Coco at. And it's looking so flawless, y'all. Ah, I love it so far. So, oh, I'm so excited. So, okay, anyway. So I'm making sure I put it right here, right in this area. I'm going to stay like up in this area right here. And also my chin because that's where the light hits at. So I'm going to place it on my chin area. Again, like I said, all around the mouth. This is where Coco is going, in the middle part of my face. So far, I'm loving how I apply without using any mixed medium. I didn't have to spray my brush or nothing like that. I put this on completely just out of the jar. So I'm loving it so far. So we're gonna do the same thing with Nutmeg. So what I'm doing with Nutmeg, as you can see, I'm applying it on the outer part of my face. And what we want to do, the goal is to make it look like we only use one color foundation. So when you apply your second shade, just make sure you blend it with the first shade really, really good. Make sure there's no ends or no edges showing the differences. Just make sure you just blend it in. Sometimes you may notice that I may go in with a darker color kind of up in this area because I just want to make sure everything is blended out really good. So we're gonna go into Deep Chestnut. This is the lighter shade now that we use under our eyebrow. So we're gonna use this to actually highlight. So I'm using a Sigma soft blending concealer brush for this, and then I'm gonna go back and go over it with my beauty blender. So when using this, you wanna make sure that you get it nice and wet. And make sure that you squeeze it just for it to be damp. You don't want to be soaked because you're going to have a little droplets and stuff on your face. It's not going to blend right, so just make sure it's damp. Same with my brush. You're going to spray it. Just make sure it's damp. So take your beauty blender and we're just gonna take this and just make sure everything blended out really good. You can also do this with your foundation brush as well, but I'm just going to use my beauty blender just because I want to test the product out with different brushes to see what happens to it. So as you can see, we're doing this to blend out those harsh lines from our highlight, and it's going to make it just kind of sink into the foundation we applied. So the setting powder that I purchased, you guys seen the last video, I wasn't really feeling it for under my eye area, so I'm going to use it as a highlight on my cheeks. I'm going to use my Camel powder that I told you guys about in my last video. We're going to use this to set up under our eye area and everywhere we put that concealer at. So as you can see, I'm not necessarily baking, I'm just setting the concealer because I don't really want it to be a baked look under my eye. And this Camel powder, as you can see, it is so flawless on my skin tone. So brown skin ladies, get you some of this. This is an old school product. And y'all already know what we're gonna bronze up with, girl. It's going to be the Ebony bronze. Yes, love it. So since I'm trying to practice my cat eye, I went in with my NYX matte liner just to work on my cat eye. This is optional. Do y'all know I stopped breathing to put the eyeliner on? I almost died. This is the NYX pencil, and then this is the E.L.F lip color. So when I put on my lashes, I like to put the glue on the actual lash line, which is in the middle of the lash, and I also like to put it on top of the lash line because it's easy for it to grip to my eye. So I just take it and go across the middle of the lash line, as you can see. And I like to go on top of the lash line. So I have it in the middle and I have it at the top. You want to wait until your glue basically turns invisible. I'm using clear. So you want to wait till it just gets a little tacky before you apply it. But putting it on top and in the middle actually helps it stick easier for me since I have small eyes. So we're going to take our tweezers and I'm going to look downward because it's easier for me to apply that way. We're going to do the same thing. When you look down, you can see exactly where your lash line is. Next, I'm going to take my Falsies lash just to blend in my lashes with the false lashes. So we're going to go in with this E.L.F. Halo powder. And this is supposed to be a setting powder, but like I say, I'm going to use it as a highlight. Yeah, I'm just going to apply it right here. Oh, it's pretty. But yeah, it looks more like a highlight more than an under eye thing. I wouldn't put this under my eye at all. Okay, so to set our entire face, E.L.F. did not have a setting powder like I said in my last video. So we're going to use this Infallible by L'Oreal. And this is the Pro Matte powder. To me, this is very similar to the MAC Studio Finish powder. I love my MAC Studio Finish, but since we're trying to be on the budget, girl, we're going to use this drugstore one. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush like this, and we're just going to set it. I typically will put this on last. I will do this step first and then I will put the highlight on. But I wasn't sure how that powder was going to act. So now that I know it's more of a highlight powder, I will do my setting powder all over my face first. Then I will apply this on like a regular highlighter. But I wasn't sure how the powder was going to come out. So that's why I put it on first. Now, why y'all ain't remind me? Y'all gonna let me end this video without telling me to set my eyebrows? Y'all ain't real. So we're gonna go in with our Got To Be glue, yes, gel, with our eyebrow duo pencil or brush. And we're gonna put this on our eyebrows to set. And we are finished with our face. Oh my God, I am so in love with this E.L.F. foundation. I really see what y'all talking about. This really feels like a high-end foundation. The coverage is so flawless. It's giving me a nice natural glow and it's not really heavy. So thumbs up to E.L.F. I love the foundation, love the concealer. Let me know what you guys think. Leave comments below. Make sure you subscribe and tell a friend. I'll talk to y'all later.